members, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to address you a very warm welcome on behalf of the Canton of Vaud and its government. My name is Raphaël Conz. I represent the Office for Economic Affairs and Innovation. I hope you are all safe and preserved from this COVID virus. We are very proud to support this new digital novel coronavirus investment forum, fully focused on the current issues and challenges. So thank you for the organization and thank you to the organizers. Indeed, while the COVID crisis is declining, hopefully, our worldwide healthcare systems and economies are challenged and facing tough issues in order to adapt and above all to recover and to get reinvented. Despite all the bad and negative consequences of the COVID crisis, there are new opportunities and new solutions to find and to boost, and this is precisely the role we see for this new digital forum dedicated to coronavirus investment. The COVID crisis is for sure accelerating innovation and digitalization of all sectors of our economies, especially in the healthcare sectors. This is why there are new technologies and markets to address and to cover, not only for the COVID vaccine, but also for all the solutions developed by the pharma, biotech and medtech industries. Entrepreneurs and scientists of the healthcare and life science industries, as well as entrepreneurs and scientists of digital industries, have to combine their expertise and knowledge to come with new solutions, innovations and technologies. This is precisely why this forum is important and can help in finding and setting up new collaborations between the players. By bringing together these industries as well as investors in these fields, the forum will definitely help to showcase the way to go forward to recover from this unexpected pandemic and economic crisis. Why does the Canton of Vaud support the Digital Novel Coronavirus Forum? It's quite simple. First, Canton of Vaud is proud to be one of the leading European hubs for innovation and for life sciences. We have more than 2,000 companies and 60,000 jobs involved in high-tech and technology-driven sectors. We have one of the highest density of academic and research community in Europe, with more than 70,000 people involved either as professors, students, researchers in high-tech sectors. Canton of Vaud is at the heart of the Health Valley and the new Trust Valley. More than 1,000 companies and 25,000 experts, talents are active in the field of life sciences in Western Switzerland, and another 300 companies and 500 experts in the field of digital trust and cybersecurity in the Lake Geneva region. This pool of talents and expertise offers a high potential to innovate and to address new solutions into the market. We have a startup ecosystem flourishing, especially in the sectors of health tech and digital trust. More than 400 startups in Canton of Vaud are addressing new technologies, and roughly 1.5 billion have been invested in our startup for the last 7 years. One of the success stories we have, or you have probably heard, is the one from Sophia Genetics, the world-leading company focused on data-driven medicine. From a spin-off of EPFL, this company has become this world-leading in this field of data-driven medicine. We have a strong leadership in science-based projects in our canton. Just as an example, EPFL have developed the Swiss COVID application together with big players such as Google and Apple in order not only to assure the traceability of the COVID chain transmission, but also to secure data and privacy. We have a technology park called Biopole, fully dedicated to life sciences and to digital health. Biopole not only offers more than 100,000 meters square at proximity to SCHU, University of Lausanne and EPFL, but Biopole also offers an incubator for startup called Start Lab, as well as a digital health hub fully dedicated to foster and catalyze innovation in these emerging and fast-growing sectors of the healthcare and life science sector. We, public authorities and economic development agency, have set up an ecosystem for supporting innovation and startup. We invest every year roughly 10 million to support the ecosystem on a public-private partnership for different issues. We cover different aspects, such as coaching, mentoring, grants for innovation and market development, direct loans, innovation and incubation parks, cluster organization, and so on. In addition, we have launched this year a new fund of 75 million to boost innovation and sustainability and to support collaborative projects between corporate startups, R&D centers, and all public authorities dedicated to digitalization as well as sustainability. This fund will also support new innovation hubs in new emerging fields such as digital trust and cybersecurity. More recently, our government, together with the Confederation, has decided to allocate 60 million of Swiss francs to cover bank loans up to 1 million for all startups that are impacted by the COVID crisis. So far, more than 140 companies applied to these incentives for about 40 million in total. So please, if you want to know more about our innovation and startup ecosystem, please feel free to visit our website, investvaud.swiss. You easily find it on Google, and to contact me at Raphaël, Raphael.Conz, @vd.ch. I would be very happy to put you in contact with the appropriate partners in our ecosystem that can help you to develop further your business and your innovation, of course. Before I conclude and leave the floor to my colleague from Innovaud, Mr. Pierre-Jean Wipff, please let me encourage you to use as much as possible the matching platforms to boost networking and synergies. Personally, I strongly believe that there are 3 keywords to go over the COVID crisis and to recover: resilience, innovation, and collaborations. So please, we count on you to make it possible to reinvent our world and to bring new solutions into the market. Thank you for your attention, and hopefully we will see each other in live next year for the second edition, which will be for sure a success. Thank you to the organizers, and thank you again for the attention.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pierre-Jean Wipff. I'm Innovation Advisor at Innovaud, and it's a real pleasure for me to give a few greeting words at the occasion of the opening of the second day of the Digital Novel Coronavirus Investment Forum organized by the Sachs Associates. Innovaud is the hub for innovation and investment in Vaud. We help local companies to grow and expand, and we provide assistance to foreign companies to open offices in the Canton. Also, we carry out strategic intelligence to get some inspirations of good practices to constantly ameliorate our deep tech ecosystem. Perhaps you have stumbled on the report from the Deep Knowledge Group. This report has evaluated that Switzerland is the safest country on earth in the context of the COVID-19 health crisis. This ranking is mainly due to the efficacy of the containment of the population and the controlled shutdown. Also, Switzerland was shown to be highly effective in the treatment, recovery, and release of the COVID-19 patients to prevent an overburdening of the healthcare system. Interestingly, Switzerland, though it is #1 country for innovation, poorly relied on technology to manage the crisis. Other countries like South Korea, for instance, which is in the top 10 safest countries towards the COVID-19, heavily used technologies to manage the crisis. They were pretty good at rapidly developing some kits to massively test the population if they were contaminated or not. They also used elaborated tracing systems based on electronic transaction data, mobile phone location logs, and surveillance camera footage, sacrificing, though, data privacy to adopt a more efficacious and targeted containment. On top of the great resilience of its healthcare system, Switzerland could have more relied on technology to have an even better management of the health crisis. Indeed, the country is railway known when it comes to innovation in life sciences. Take a look at the Health Valley, which is a region that spreads along the French-speaking cantons in Switzerland. Basically, it corresponds to a circle of about 150 kilometers diameters. In that area stands a high concentration of world-class life science industries, research organizations, and academic institutions. More than 1,000 companies operate from there, together with more than 500 research labs. Some rankings report that the Health Valley is the second life science ecosystem in Europe. Here is an example of major companies that established either global headquarters, production sites, R&D centers, or commercial headquarters. They comprise medtech, pharma, biotech companies, but also companies active in lab technologies. To give a few names like Baxter, Takeda, Boston Scientific, Johnson & Johnson, Sanofi, CSL Behring, Conz, Syngenta, etc., etc. So if we focus down now to the Canton of Vaud, which is geographically at the center of the Health Valley, we also have a huge concentration of entities focusing on life sciences. This corresponds to more than 400 life science companies, 400 research labs. This is approximately 24,000 talented people working in life sciences. To give you an idea, it's approximately one startup created every second week in life sciences. Actually, life sciences contribute to 25% of the exports of the Canton of Vaud and is the first canton of Switzerland for life sciences funding. Indeed, more than 1 billion were raised by Vaud-based life science startups since 2016. Interestingly, there are two unicorns here in the field, one in medtech, MindMaze, and one in pharma biotech, ADC Therapeutics. The beating heart for life science activities in Vaud is the Biopole, the technopark dedicated to health technologies. Biopole is a campus in the vicinity of the Cantonal University Hospital that combines world-renowned academic institutions such as the Ludwig Institute of Cancer Research, for instance, and companies. More than 1,700 talents work closely, often in collaboration, to investigate and develop the therapies or diagnostics of tomorrow. Apart from offering world-class premises and services for scaling up and mature companies, Biopole proposes two innovation programs for young emerging companies: StartLab, fully equipped web labs for startups, and the Digital Health Hub for startups active in digital health. I would now like to give you a few examples of outstanding technologies that come from the Canton of Vaud and that have applications to face the COVID-19 health crisis. The first example I would like to give comes from the academics, from a collaboration between EPFL, the SPEI, and the Swiss Vaccine Research Institute. It's in the field of diagnostics and serologic testing. Actually, by focusing on a special protein of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, the S protein, the spike protein, the researchers have managed to develop a test that allow to detect antibodies way longer after infection than any other conventional tests. Also, the sensibility was superior to 15 to 13% compared to other commercial tests available now. The second example I would like to share is in the field of digital health, and it comes from a collaboration between EPFL and ETH Zurich, and it concerns the development of the Swiss COVID app. What is really interesting in that project is that the institutions and their partners have managed to develop a highly complex algorithmic architecture that respects data privacy. And this in the context of an integration in the Google operating system and the Apple operating system. So let's focus now on companies that are developing solutions to fight against COVID-19. The first company I would like to mention is MiMedx. MiMedx is a pioneer and leader in the research and development of virusome-based vaccines. MiMedx is now collaborating with the European Vaccine Infrastructure Transvac2 services for the evaluation and fast-track development of virusome-based vaccines against COVID-19. The second example is also in the field of vaccines, more specifically in the development of adjuvants. Vaccine Formulation Institute was created 10 years ago. and it provides vaccine researchers and developers a variety of adjuvant-related laboratory and training activities. This includes advice on how to correctly formulate and characterize the adjuvants and the resulting vaccine formulations. The Vaccine Formulation Institute is now collaborating with numerous vaccine developers worldwide in order to accelerate the development of vaccines against COVID-19. And a few of them are now in clinical trials. This further example is in the field of diagnostics. I like it because SwissDecode by Origin is active in the food industry. They have developed a DNA detection kit which allows to determine if there is counterfeiting or the presence of pathogens in foodstuff. Actually, the same technology could be used to diagnose COVID-19. So they have rapidly pivoted and developed a test which is now in a clinical proof of concept with Geneva University Hospital. Another company to be mentioned in the diagnostics field is Ibionic. When the pandemic hit, Ibionic was focusing on the commercialization of its sepsis test. The Vaud scale-up decided to shift its priorities and activities to support the fight against the new coronavirus. Some studies show that a majority of COVID-19 related deaths were due to sepsis complications. And it happens that Ibionic's solution facilitates the diagnosis of sepsis up to 72 hours prior to traditional methods. This time-saving test enables medical staff to implement the appropriate treatment and save lives. A study is currently underway at the Geneva University Hospital. Besides vaccine and diagnostics, there are interesting developments in therapeutics too. Let's take the case of Newbiotics, for instance, whose core competence focuses on the use of glycans for gut health. In collaboration with the Institute of Antiviral Research at Utah State, Newbiotics has tested if glycans could be used as a novel approach for the inhibition of SARS-CoV-2 viral entry and absorption into target host cells. Preclinical tests show encouraging results. The list of Vaud companies with interesting and credible solutions to address the COVID-19 crisis is way longer, and for the sake of time, I will unfortunately not mention them all. However, I encourage you to have a closer look at companies identified by the EPFL Innovation Park, Venture Lab, and BioAlps, three support organizations highly active in the Health Valley. Also, please watch the 5-minute pitch of Vaud and further Swiss companies online on the NCIF website. I thank you very much for your attention, and if you want to stay tuned with the deep tech activities in Vaud, please connect to our social media. I would like to thank Sachs Associates to have set up this digital novel coronavirus investment forum to empower early stage innovation. With that, keep safe, and I wish you a fruitful investment forum.